Hi fans, Garrick right here in downtown Tinley Park, where life is amplified, as exemplified, by the 15 musical-themed benches along Oak Park Avenue. And today, on Discover Tinley, we're going to talk up close and personal with some of these amazing bench artists. So sit back, put down your remote, because Discover Tinley starts now. Welcome to Discover Tinley. It's August, and if you've walked down Oak Park Avenue these past 3 months, you've probably noticed some beautiful looking benches along Oak Park Avenue. And today on Discover Tinley, we have a unique opportunity where we're going to talk face to face with some of these bench artists. So let's get to the bench artists right now. This masterpiece behind me is the Little Shop of Horrors bench, and I'm here with one of the 3 talented artists that worked on it. Please welcome to the show, Nick Shulin. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you very much.
So tell me, Nick, who are your 2 cohorts for the Little Shop of Horrors bench?
My 2 daughters, Jen, who also does benches. We did 5, and she decided she'd like to try to do this. So we put it together.
And do you know, she came up with the idea, but do you know what sparked that idea in her?
No, we've wanted to do it for years, and it just never fit the theme.
Oh,
and
excellent.
So this time it did.
Oh, absolutely, and it's a home run, if I don't mind saying. And I have to even mention that one of my studio mates said, is that bench still available? Because he'd like to use it in his high school play, and I found out you've actually done a set for high school plays.
Yes, I did do a set for Little Shop of Horrors many years ago.
And was it very similar to this? Did you have the designs in the basement somewhere that you could pull out?
It was very similar. Yeah, much more elaborate. But we took the parts that we thought would work and put them together here.
Well, it's excellent 3D work. This monster is incredible. You have to come out and see this for yourself. But how much work went into just creating this 3D effect of this monster?
It took about 2 days. It's plywood with a screen over it, and then canvas over that, and then.
Well, how did you form it and stretch it to make it look the way you wanted it to look?
Well, we made it out of 2 pieces of plywood that interlocked.
Okay.
So that it made an X, and that's what is here and here.
Oh, okay. It's very sturdy and very alluring. I see so many people on the street here come out here, and they have to touch, they have to sit by it, get a picture. It's a masterpiece. Now, what are some of the other portions of the bench here on the side boxes? Can you explain some of the features?
There are the main characters on the front, which my daughter did, and there are characters on the back, which she also did. The back is as interesting as the front, I think.
Yeah, and it's pretty seamless. Like it makes sense too. Like we're inside the flower shop. That's why the words aren't backwards. We're inside the flower shop. The back of the bench is the actual outside. And you did the characters on the back, right?
I did the characters on the back, yes.
And those are the three ladies that sing you in and out of the show
throughout the movie.
Yeah. And Jen did some of the characters like Seymour and his girlfriend Audrey. Yeah. And how did this come together? You mentioned you assembled it a couple days before, right?
Yes. We didn't have room because I work in the driveway, and we did 5, so there wasn't room to put all the the boxes on the bench as we were working on them. So we worked on them separately and then put them together.
Excellent. Well, you did a great job. It looks seamless. It just goes to show the sum of the parts are eclipsed by the whole, because it is super great, 100%. And speaking of masterpieces, Nick, we're going to see 2 of your other masterpieces later on in the show, so we'll see you later.
Okay.
My next bench is a real Cinderella story because it's based on Disney's Cinderella. I'm here with the bench artist, Bethany Nemec. Welcome to the show, Bethany.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. Now, can you tell us a little bit about this bench? What's the title of your bench?
The title of my bench is Minutes Till Midnight because it's right before midnight, just like Cinderella.
Excellent. And I see you even have the clock for Cinderella, and I see that it's in Roman numerals. Can you tell us why you put the clock in Roman numerals?
Yes, I was actually basing this off of the clock from the actual musical, and I wanted to make it as true to the clock that they have on set, so that's why I used Roman numerals.
And it's a good learning experience, too. Mothers can teach their children what X11 means. That means number 12. So that's kind of good. I also like the colors. Can you tell us why you chose these colors?
I kind of wanted to keep with that kind of like evening sunset kind of look, and it was also, I really wanted to stick with the colors that were in the clock as well, which were like that really soft purple and the blues in there. So I wanted to keep it similar to the original clock.
Excellent. Now, did you have anybody give you an assist on this bench that you want to give a shout out to?
I did. My dad actually helped me with the stairs. It was more than a one-person job with that one, so he helped me a lot with that.
And those are excellent woodworking on the stairs. They're super sturdy. I've seen kids run up and down these stairs and stand on your bench going, "I'm Cinderella." Little toddlers, not big teenagers. And really cute to see that the bench definitely attracts a younger crowd. And why did you choose Cinderella?
I chose Cinderella because I grew up watching the movie. I love Cinderella, so it was just, personal to me. So.
Absolutely. My nieces can testify to the same. How many movies have Prince Charming in it from Disney? This was Prince Charming, right?
Yep.
But he makes a different. The name makes a different appearance in other movies as well, I'm sure. But going back to your bench, where did you work on this bench?
I worked at my dad's business. He owns a automotive company called CarSmart in Mokina. So I had a little spot in the shop that I had all my stuff set up and.
Excellent. And when would you get access to work on there?
I had a key. Since he owns it, I can go there whenever I want. So
bonus. That's awesome. That's excellent.
So I would just go there after I work, before work, whenever.
Now, Bethany, my understanding is this is not your first rodeo. You've been a bench artist years before. Can you tell me how many years have you been a bench artist?
Total, this would be my 5th year.
Wow.
I did 3 years when I was in school at the Illinois Institute of Art, and then I took a couple years off, and then I did one last year, and then this year by myself.
Excellent. Now, is it a learning experience each and every time you do another bench?
Absolutely. There's always new challenges, and you got to figure out how you're going to put it together if you're doing something you haven't done before.
What was this year's challenge?
This year's challenge was taking my drawing and putting it into a 3-dimensional form.
Absolutely, and you did that with great success. And one thing I love about your bench, it looks phenomenal from the street, but when you get closer to it, you'll see some bonus features. Can you tell us about some of the bonus features?
Sure. So when you get up close, and even in the sunlight at certain angles, you can see some glitter on there. I actually mix it into the sealer and just kind of put it in the spots that I wanted it to be.
It looks excellent, Bethany. And yes, that glitter really makes it pop. Really creative, inventive way to doing it. And we thank you for being on this show. Well, you need to ease on down the road of Oak Park Avenue to see this next spectacular bench, The Wiz, created by Hillcrest High School. With me are some of the artists, and I'll introduce them right now. Timian Oyeyeme.
Hello.
Jamila Basin Mason, and Liliana Hinkle.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, guys. So this is your second bench in 2 years. How does it feel doing a second bench?
Yeah, it feels kind of unreal. Like, I didn't think that we were going to be brought back, to be honest, because I was real nervous about doing this one. The last one was a lot of stress to do. It was real fun to do. And this one was a lot of stress, too. It was also really fun. So I'm glad to be here again.
How was it like doing a second bench, Jamila?
It's always a joy to work with my students, giving them some extracurricular activities to participate in. So I enjoyed it.
Liliana?
I had a lot of fun. The creativity was blooming, and we had an amazing time painting it. So.
Excellent, and it looks really fantastic. The Wiz, and it's I see some of the favorite characters I enjoyed from the movie, which is Diana Ross playing Dorothy and Michael Jackson playing the Scarecrow. And I hear you got some smart kids working on this bench. Can you tell us about that, Jamila?
Just like last year, Timian, who is the school salutatorian this year, as well as Mia Jones, who is the school valedictorian, did worked on the sketches for the bench, and they both helped to create the bench last year and this year.
Excellent.
And Liliana is high-ranking as well, so I had some pretty high-ranking, intelligent students working on these benches.
Excellent. And now you had a whole team of people working on it as well, I understand. How many people helped create this masterpiece?
About 10 people come to mind, maybe 10 students, some students who were actually painting and building, other students who were carrying materials, and approximately 3 other adults were helping with it as well.
Excellent. Now, Timian, rumor has it that you're kind of the architect with some of these benches, like coming up with the initial sketches and ideas. Is that true?
Yeah, I was working with Mia to design the initial designs. We each made like a design for the first bench, and then we ended up choosing ours. They ended up choosing my design. And then with this one, we worked together to come up with the whiz bench and everything. So it was a team effort.
Excellent. And tell me a little bit about the Emerald City behind us. I understand it's supposed to light up, or?
Yeah. So the Emerald City, we bought a whole lot of plexiglass pipes, and we stacked them up, and then we wrapped them around with solar lights. So at night, it's going to light up. It's going to have that green light. So we just wanted to have that special effect.
Excellent. Now, what were some of the challenges in this bench? Tell us, Timian, and then pass the mic along to Jamila and Liliana.
Well, some of the challenges were definitely the heads. We never really were working with bandsaws and stuff like that before. So, like, I had to learn on the fly to cut those out.
They look really good. They look really good.
Thank you for that. So, like, that was a major challenge for me.
Liliana?
I'd personally say that it was details for me. Like, I like to be precise, so when I was working on the boxes, I really was trying to make it, straight lines and nice things like that.
Excellent.
Timing is always a challenge, especially being a teacher. There's so much going on with my schedule. But plus, we're working with students who have other extracurricular activities as well. Sometimes it can be a challenge to get them together. But they came in on the weekend, Saturday for 8 hours and Sunday for 8 hours to work on the bench. So they were very dedicated.
That's a lot of commitment of your free time, especially when you're a young adult and, you just want to have fun. But it looks like you guys did have fun. You put a lot of heart into this bench. What are some of your favorite features on the bench that you're proud of?
I kind of like how the split between the yellow brick road and how the sides of the grass look different. We want to go for a grass is greener on the other side type of vibe. So on the one side, it's real flat. It's real just that yellow, deadish kind of grass. And then the other side, it is greener, but it's also this dirty, like random looking color scheme. And then up top, right by the Emerald City, it's very bright green. It has that idealist green.
Yeah.
So that's what I really enjoyed doing.
Excellent. Jamila?
Well, I just let my students run with the ideas. When I think about The Wiz, I think about the Broadway show, then I think about the actual movie rendition, and then they had an updated rendition. There's a lot of social commentary. So when my students are attempting to, get some more ideas and make it more than just a painting on a bench, they're really thinking deeper.
Absolutely. That's excellent. Liliana?
I personally love the little Wicked Witch's shoes under the house. I think it's so cute, and I feel like it also brought in some detail that took it to life. I feel like that was a really good addition and something smart to do.
I agree. It gives a nice 3D effect to the side box, and I hope those shoes are nailed down so nobody's walking around barefooting saying I'm going to grab those. But I got to tell you, my favorite part is that Toto, the dog. He is adorable. Or is Toto a she? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
But either way, guys, thanks for being on the show. Excellent bench, continued success, and I should say congratulations because you're graduating as well. So, well, thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Continued success. Welcome to the jungle, because this bench is based on Disney's The Jungle Book, and the artist is Rayanne Sonoris. Welcome to the show, Rayanne.
Thank you, Garrett.
So tell me the name of your bench.
The bench is entitled Jungle Beat, and I chose this theme because I love the little boy Mowgli and the relationship he has with the jungle animals, and obviously the theme is musical. So if you've ever seen the Jungle Book, which we all have, a lot of us, the music is phenomenal.
And they even did a live version recently with Bill Murray as the bear and Christopher Walken as the King Louie. It was excellent.
Yes, it was. The voices were.
So why did you choose the Jungle Book, Rayanne?
Actually, being a professional artist, I have my own painting company for 15 years. But a lot of people know me personally as an artist, that I just paint from the heart. One of Mary Compton's, what she quoted, that a lot of people paint with their shoulders. Cut.
But you paint with your heart.
And I paint with my heart.
And it actually shows. You have a free-flowing style, and it's an excellent bench once again. Can you tell us about some of the characters on your bench?
Actually, Mowgli, and then we got the sloth here, the bear, Baloo. A lot of people, I didn't know that was a sloth, because sloths are slow-moving, but he gets the beat in the movie. So basically, as an artist, you have very detail. I don't know if you could zoom in and get the different flowers.
And speaking of the flowers, I noticed that you have different plants compared to some of the other benches. You have some exotic, dare I say, jungle-looking plants adorning the side boxes of your bench. Could you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So when I designed the bench, a little help from my husband, Kevin Sonoris, who runs a nursery and florist. But anyway, my husband is a landscaper and designer, and we're very nature-based. But to bring out the whole jungle beat and get the flow of the music, my husband, we came here one evening and incorporated palm trees. We have a hibiscus, which I'm sure will be gorgeous once it starts blooming. And then over here we have a banana tree, spike, just to create. My husband likes to use different colors in the leaves. So as we all know, a jungle, just tropical. And the color choices are red, yellow, purples, kind of to mimic the colors in the bench.
Well, excellent. And I know there's some Easter eggs you throw on each and every one of your benches. Can you tell the audience about some of the hidden names on your benches?
Certainly, Garrett. This, like I said, I paint from the heart. And what was interesting about this bench is I was painting it. In all my paintings, I hide my 4 kids. So I have 2 children that I lost years ago, and then my 2 living kids. So if you know me personally as a friend and an artist, you will know, and I will cheat. And here's my oldest son, Bo. Raquel, we have Bladen here, who's my youngest, and Zach. So, and speaking of Zach, he was my firstborn, and we lost him at 18 months old. But anyway, so as I was painting Mowgli, it reminded me of him, symbolic to his little skinny arms and his legs, kind of a little sickly, because Mowgli had to survive the jungle. And this reminded me of his little diaper with the. So this material, I actually used a burlap, kind of naturally. And so anyway, when I painted it, it was the night of the. All the artists had gotten together, and I had met my sponsor, and she chose my bench as a sponsor because it touched her, because she had also lost a nephew a year ago in November. So anyway, besides beautifying the city with the Tinley Park benches, it brings people together. So
yeah, it sounds like you absolutely have a special connection with your sponsor, and it's an excellent bench, Rayanne. You do such an excellent work as always, and I hear you're doing illustrations for an upcoming children's book. Could you talk about some of your illustrations?
Sure, absolutely. My latest book, this will be my 3rd book. 2 are published, The Secret Drawer and My Grandmas Are Awesome. And the most proudest book is entitled, thank you, Kind Hearts, by Denise Vakos. So she's a psychologist in Homer Glen. She has a practice. But I think we need more kindness in the world. So, again, poured my heart out in it.
Absolutely, Rayanne, and thank you for kindly being on the show. Continue your awesome work with the bench programs. Thanks again. Hi ho, it's off to another bench we go. I'm back here with Nick Schulin at one of his other benches, and this is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Nick, tell me what inspired you to do Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
It had to do with the theme for this year, and I, I really didn't want to do a lot of figures, so it doesn't make sense. But because these cartoons are very difficult to match.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But it worked out.
It worked out. Yeah, you now you have the Seven Dwarves on the front with Snow White, and tell the people who's on the back.
The witch, the Wicked Witch, is on the back, and it worked off from my phone.
What?
Yeah, I Googled it, and then
and you match it with your artist eye.
Yes.
Wow, excellent. And now I see some of these dwarves have a little material for their beards. What type of material is that?
I went to Hobby Lobby and I just looked around and said, what can I use? And I found this hidden in the materials section. She said, I didn't even have a chance to put that out. And she got it out.
Well, great use because it totally sells the beards of the dwarves. And what is Snow White's hair made of?
A rubber layer, so that it could be uniform in color and that it would be pure black.
Yeah. Now tell the people an Easter egg about your bench that they may not know in regards to Snow White.
She's completely finished behind the dwarfs, because when I put it, I didn't get a chance to put it together, and I didn't know which part would show. So she's completely finished. She's dressed, it has a cape on, and it's all painted.
And he just put the characters right in front of it. So, well, Nick, we're going to check out your last of three benches. Now we're at the Hercules bench based on Disney's Hercules. Nick, tell us a little bit about this bench.
I had to work on most of it inside, and I couldn't really see all the parts together until I brought it out. But it took a while. And then I even to the point where she was too short.
What?
I had
really? So you added a little bit more to the...
Because I couldn't see what they look like together.
Fair enough. And for those of you not in the know, Nick is an artist who works exclusively outside in the months of March and April to do these benches. And that's a challenge in of itself. Now, Nick, tell me a little bit about these columns.
Well, I saw them in the garage. That's what gave me the idea for the theme. I have all sorts of leftover pieces from years past for benches, and I found these and thought, where can I put columns? And that's what made me come up with Hercules.
Well, they're very sturdy, and they look very, very legit. But tell us what went into those. What are they made out of?
They're made out of cardboard. They're usually used in the ground that are filled with cement. And I put wood inside at the top and bottom and attached it to the arms. So that
and they must make it a pretty heavy bench to lift. The guys at Public Works probably had a hard time getting that in the trailer.
Well, they didn't complain this year.
Okay, that's
so,
good. That's good.
Yeah, I warned them ahead of time.
That's good. Now, Nick, you've been such a strong foundation of this ongoing program that's going 13 years strong. Now, how many benches have you done? Just an estimate.
About 40, I think.
Okay, about 40, and what an incredible, they're always looking great. And I say the word masterpieces, and I don't throw that around lightly. Nick, I want to just thank you once again for your continual contribution to this program. You've been in, I know, for 12 years straight. He wasn't in the first year, but thankfully we've had him for the last 12 years. But Nick, each and every year, it's a delight to see the smiles on the kids' faces and the parents as they walk down Oak Park Avenue. So thank you for all you do. Well, we're off the street and in the studio with the marketing director for the Village of Tinley Park. Please welcome to the show, Donna Framke. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you, Garrett.
So, Donna, I hear you have an announcement of the winners from last month of the benches. Could you?
Absolutely. On the July 7th Music in the Plaza, we were pleased to announce our winners. We have 7 categories this year. We have Best First Time Artist Award, and this year that went to the TF South High School Art Club for their bench entitled Journey to Neverland. We also have our Best Group or Family Project, and this year that went to Sherry Bartolini Ordez and Michael Woodman for creating Tuppence a Bag. We also have the Best Use of Materials Award, and that went to Jennifer Lilly, one of our seasoned artists, for the Moana bench. And the Best Portrayal of Theme Award went to Nick Schulian, one of our premier artists who did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that you can see right in the center of our downtown. We also have our Most Creative Award that went to Rayanne Sonoris, and she did the Jungle Beat bench. Our Best 3D Bench Award went to Nick Schulian for Hercules. And the Judge's Choice Award also went to Nick Schulian, who partnered with his 2 daughters, Jennifer Lilly and Becca Zavala, for the Little Shop of Horrors bench.
Excellent. Now, who were these judges, Donna?
Well, we're so thankful to our judges. They really partner with us and help us make this event happen. This year we had Cindy DePinto Dodd, who is an art teacher at Central Middle School. We had Callie Jordan from Grissom Middle School. We have Adam Malek from the Faith United Presbyterian Church, who is our chairman of our Ministerial Association. We had Jeannie Concanon from the Tinley Park Public Library and Maureen Cipolla from the Tinley Park Chamber of Commerce.
Excellent. Now, how can, tell our audience how they can become an artist for 2019 or a bench sponsor for 2019?
Well, in November of this year, we're going to be sending out the call to artists. Almost anybody can be an artist if they have an interest in doing that. They pair up sometimes with woodworking people who just enjoy art in general and bring all their ideas, collaborate on a bench. So in November, you'll find that information on the village website at tinleypark.org. And then in January, we'll reach out for the call to sponsors.
Okay, excellent. Well, Donna, thank you for your time. And now we're going to go back to Oak Park Avenue and more benches. We asked the artists what is their favorite thing about the benches. Here's what they had to say.
Hi, Tinley Park. This is Rayanne Sonoris. I'm just letting you know the best thing about contributing to being an artist, a bench artist, is that it brings families together. Nothing's more rewarding than seeing families drive by or come sit down and view all the benches, and you just see the kids so happy. So it just really enlightens Tinley Park, and I'm thankful for that.
I think it's really important for people to support the young people who are contributing to the art community in general. It's really nice to see all of the kids and like everybody work so hard towards something collective.
My favorite thing about the benches is just how it brings our community together. It kind of brings the artists together with the people that are seeing the art, because you never know, your neighbor might be an artist.
I love how in each school people come together from different backgrounds and they work on this bench and they edit their own, pieces and they put themselves into it. I feel like that's the best part.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's creative to have benches. It brings people out to the main street in Tinley Park, which is a very nice community, and this really just adds to it.
Working on the benches really gives you a chance to look at all the creativity within the community, and also gives you a chance to express that creativity of your own. So I really enjoy that aspect of working on these benches.
Well, that's our show. If you or anyone you know would like to do some bench art, please contact the Village of Tinley Park. Thanks to all our guests on today's Discover Tinley, and thank you for watching. Now get out and enjoy some of those benches. We'll see you next month.